Alright, hey everybody, I'm back. This time with my haves and the have-nots review. Now, Jim, in this episode, but we'll get into all that later. So, let's talk about Benny. So, of course, Benny gets arrested. And, he's got the big old wad of money in his pocket. The police take it out, and I'm like, this does not look good, Benny. This does not look good at all. And they're telling him, don't resist, stop resisting, and, and so that was that. So, Candace and Hannah have it out, and Hannah's like going off on Candace, saying all this stuff, just the usual argument sort of stuff. And Candace wants to know what's going on with Benny because she don't know what Benny got himself into, and Hannah won't tell her, and Hannah's not going to give her the money. And Candace's like, okay, well, I can make you give me the money. And so that was that. Candace goes on, and let's talk about David and Erica. And most of this scene was not really anything of substance. She had a bath, ran a bath for him, and so once they're in there, they talk a bit, and then David tells her that he hit Veronica, and he feels bad about it, but she's like, you need to forgive yourself. She pushed you beyond your limits, and all of that, and so not too much going on in that scene. Really was kind of filler, but anyway, we'll move on from that. So Veronica, she's tracking an address, and I'm assuming that this is David's address. And so she gets a knock at the door, and this guy walks in, and she's like, wipe your feet. So he wipes his feet, and so it turns out he's some kind of hitman, and she gives him a picture of David and Erica, and she's like, I want both of them. I want both of them. I want both of them dead. And she's like, that bee hit me. And the guy's assuming she's talking about Erica, and she's like, no, I'm talking about him. He hit me. And again, Veronica, she tried to kill David, yet that was, I guess to her that was okay. And she hasn't done anything wrong. But now that David hit her, then, everything is just like, oh, well, that's just like the breaking point. And I said, well, you sort of put him on his breaking point when you tried to kill him, yet anyway. So, he's, the guy's saying, where's my money? And she's like, you'll get it. And she's trying not to pay. She wants a hit job done, but she doesn't want to pay. And I'm like, if you're so bad, Veronica, why don't you go over there and do it yourself? But of course, she doesn't want to do that. And so eventually she gives him some money. She's rude about it, and he's trying to show her, a little bit of sympathy because David hit her, and she's like, get your hands off me. And so he goes on, and then RK calls, and he's like, I want to see you again. All that, and she's like, I'm not being your sugar mama. I don't have any interest in doing that. Click. So over at the bar, RK and Gia, they're talking a little bit about Candace, and he's all, I really do want to hit that. And I'm like, you're not gonna get to do that, RK. Candace is not into you. So anyway, so Gia gives RK the information about what Candace did to Rocky, how she beat him up really bad, and all of that, and he's not really worried about that and all that, and he's saying, well, I'm trying to get enough money to get out here and go to LA. I'm gonna be a star. And I'm like, what, you get to LA, the only place you're gonna be a star is in the San Fernando Valley. And if you know what they film in the San Fernando Valley, you'll know what I'm talking about. That ain't nothing but, that's not the silver screen or the small screen. RK is going to be a San Fernando Valley star. So Rocky comes. He kind of peeks from around the corner and wants to talk to RK. And Rocky's like, did you tell Candace what I did? And he's like, no, lying through his teeth. So let me check my notes here. Um, so RK ends up calling Candace, and he's they're talking, and he starts talking about Veronica and all that, and Candace is like, no, you need to stay away from her. She's crazy. She's crazier than I am. RK's like, oh, well, I can't help it that I like it seized. You're not talking about a cut of meat, man. Anyway, that was just funny to me. So Candace, she makes a call, and she want wait no wait she didn't make the call. Okay, so she didn't make a call. This was still when she was talking to RK, and she told him, I need some muscle so I can persuade Hannah to give me the money. And I'm like, so you're really gonna send somebody to beat up your mother for this money? Now granted, Hannah is over the top, and she's trying to turn the money over to the FBI and all that, but you know what? Yeah, you shouldn't be trying to beat up your mom. So now let's get to Jim, and Jim was the WVP, or not? What am I trying to say? The LVP, the least valuable player in this episode, and he calls Sarah. He's like, Sarah, and I'm like, what are you, an obscene phone caller? And of course she's like, leave me alone. I've given you all the evidence. I've given you everything. And he wants to be sure. And she's like, yes, I've given you everything. And then she goes out on and says Gia is an informant. And that was really wrong, because that puts Gia at risk. At this point, Sarah deserves to lose her job, because she has broken all the rules just to protect herself. She could have, in the first place, she could have said, look, I was doing some things before I got myself together. Jim Cryer's trying to blackmail me, and this is what is happening. He's trying to blackmail me with my past, and I'm not going to do it. She should have went through her supervisor and said that, but no, she chose to protect herself and break the law, and now put an informant at risk. So, let's see. So, back at the bar, RK sends Gia to try to pick Jeffrey up, and he's like, look at his shoes, their clothes and everything. And so she goes over there to Jeffrey, and it's like, hello. And she's doing her whole act, and the whole time Jeffrey was like kind of laughing, trying to laugh, and I think that the actor might have been like almost breaking character, because it was, I guess it could be from, if you're actually acting the scene out, I guess you get a little, sometimes you get a little, a little giggly or whatever when you're doing those scenes, as an actor. So she's trying to do her thing, and he just said, I'm gay. And she's like, oh, hello, gay. She thinks that is his name. And granted, there are people that are actually named Gay. She was something in Wyoming, that statewide elected official name was Gay Woodhouse. But, there are people. But she was not getting that his name was not gay. And he says, no, I am gay. I'm not interested. And so she is just, okay. And so RK comes over to him right there, and he's like, I got gaydar. I could tell. And I'm like, no, you could not tell, because you would not have told Gia to go over there if you knew that Jeffrey was gay. No, and now, RK, now he's gonna lie and say that he's gay and thinks Jeffrey is cute and all that, and Jeffrey is just not interested at all. So then Jim shows up at the bar to see Gia, and I'm still going to get to that, because that really bothered me. Now here's something else that was really bad. So Wyatt is in his cell, and here comes Justin. But before that, Wyatt had tried to get the nurse to give him a fix, and she said, we can't do that. And so the nurse let Justin in. And Justin's like, well, is talking to Wyatt, and he's like, well, I have this belt, and you can just hang yourself from the ceiling. Crazy. And so and then after that, he pulls out this heroin. He says, I've got this heroin. And he's trying to get Wyatt to do it. And he's going on and on about how Jeffrey won't stay away from Wyatt, and Wyatt's like, I am not gay, come on. And he's like, he basically is saying that Wyatt is keeping Jeffrey away from him or whatever, or just implying that it's Wyatt's fault that Jeffrey is not committed to him. Justin doesn't need somebody to commit to him, he needs somebody to commit him. Anyway, so he keeps messing with him with this heroin, trying to get him, ooh, Justin, this look good, he's got the spoon, and he just is doing the most. And then he's like, what do you have that I don't? And then he just puts his hand, and then he touches Wyatt, and Wyatt's like, hey, you're sick. And finally, the nurse comes back in, and Wyatt had been saying, no, I'm not doing the heroin, I'm not going to do it. But once the nurse, he was wearing down, just before the nurse came in, and she came in just in time because Wyatt was about to give in, because he's like, no, wait, this is my friend. And the nurse said, no, he can't stay any longer, he wasn't even supposed to be in here this long. And so that was it for Wyatt. So here we go with the rest. Okay, so Jim is taking Gia to a room, and Jim runs into Oscar in the hallway. Oscar does not have the money yet, so he roughs up Oscar, punches him, and all of that. And I'm like, Oscar, can't you fight back? I mean, Jim is not that formidable physically. So Oscar kind of just took it, and Jim's just doing the most. So after all of that, he gets in the room with Gia, and he's, he doesn't come right out and say it at first, and then he finally segues into it. I know you're an informant. And she's like, I haven't told anybody anything. And he also wants to know everything about Candace Young, and she's like, she doesn't know anything. And then she's ready to leave, and he says, no, there's not going to be any more cash on the dresser. We're going to do things my way. And, and it really bothered me, because Jim's just a rapist now, and I'm like, you got to go. You got to go the way of Amanda. I mean, it's been a long time since, one of the main characters that from the start of the show was killed off. The last time one was killed off was Amanda a few years ago. And, it's time for Jim to go, because that was just disgusting. Sickening. And, so we get to the police station. Catherine is coming in. She sees Hannah there. And so, of course, Hannah tells her what's going on. And she's already called the lawyer and the attorney and all that. And he's supposed to be on his way. And so after that, Catherine goes to her car and she starts crying. And and from the preview, we're going to understand why she was crying. That makes us understand. What we see in the preview will make us understand why she was crying. So we're back down at the bar with RK and Jeffrey. And he keeps pushing. Jeffrey's not interested, and he said he's giving him a drink on him. He says, here, take a drink on me. And he says, well, and the drink Jeffrey had already paid for, he says, okay, well, you paid for him on your room tab. I'm going to be up there. And I'm like, really? So Jeffrey goes on, and Jeffrey says he's not. But who knows what Jeffrey will do? I don't know. He might be putting RK on the radar of Psycho Justin. Okay, so let's get to the last part. And I didn't really like this part either because, you know, Oscar was just beating up Candace. You know, he beat her up in the elevator, and then he's, you know, dragging her down the hallway to his room, and he's past these people. Oh, too many shots. She had too many shots, and they're looking like, So they were looking like it was mighty suspicious. And so he's in there. He gets her in there. He's, where's the money? Where's the money? He's going through her purse, and he's like hitting her, and she's telling him stop, but he made the mistake of turning his back in frustration. He's like, oh, and he turned his back in frustration. She shoved him out that window. And you know, Candace told Erica, you know I'll throw you out a window. So, and she finally threw somebody out a window. So next week, and I'm assuming that's going to be the season finale because I have not seen the actual television promo, you know, that they show in between the commercials and stuff, because I watched the show on demand. But, you know, I think next week is going to have some pretty good stuff. Catherine's having Wyatt arrested, and Melissa's, it looks like she's getting ready to jump out a window. So that was the episode. Tell me what you think. Comment, like, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching the review, and I appreciate all of your views. See you next time.